What's good, superstars? Back with another daily Snowball video. Today we are making more changes. I've been thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. Been testing it out, and this is not doing exactly what I wanted to do. We've already made the change from buying a high yield covered call ETF every single day of the week, the day before the ex-dividend date, in order to maximize dividend capture, because the covered call ETFs are not keeping their dividends the same. They're shrinking faster than the accumulation of the snowball, and the snowball has been melting. It was melting, so we ended that series. All right, but we didn't really end it. We turned it into the all new daily snowball, which was buy a stock every day with the next day ex dividend date with capital. All right, so whatever the next day was going to have an ex dividend date, any stock, any ETF that was going to have ex dividend date the next day, quarterly, monthly, weekly. We're trying to stay away from weeklies, but continue for 3 months or until distributions cover 1 share per day minimum. I thought in my head maybe around $200 a week would be able to satisfy number 2, which we're finding out is going to take quite a while. I'm going to show you the numbers. Track results, and then you have to like and subscribe. That was part of the deal, okay? So if I move this out of the way, and we've had a pretty bad last couple of weeks, right? So in the market, so we're going to try and just like move this out of the way if it wants to get out of the way, and we'll show you guys. Right now we are down only 1%, 1.22%. We have been buying since January 22nd a stock every single day. So for example, first day we bought ASGI, and the ex-dividend date was on the following day, the 23rd, so that's why we bought ASGI that day. Then same for the rest of these. Burgundy is Canadian funds, black is American funds. I was trying to do it with US funds. This is all in my RRSP, so I don't get hit with any withholding taxes. Overall, the capital appreciation has been helping the portfolio, which is something better than what we used to see, because our previous daily snowball, there was no capital appreciation really on anything. So we do have some capital appreciation, was making up for the downfall of the market. And also we have started to get some dividends. You can see them coming in here. Did we use them yet? I put no, but really I guess it's all the same pool of money when it comes to this. I want to point you out to this corner here. To get $200 a week based off of these expected yields, so this is based off the yield at the time when I bought on the ex-dividend date. These were the announced yields. This is how often. So quarterly would say 4, because we get 4 a year, and monthly you would get 12 a year. Basically, if you were to put it per week, it would be we're totaling right now 88 cents a week. So if we want to get to $200 a week at this pace, we're going to need 3,600 days. That's 10 years. We need 10 years just to be able to self-sustain the portfolio. If we're assuming $200 a week covers buying its own stock. So I was hoping like the dividends eventually will just buy their own shares, and I don't have to keep adding capital. I don't want to be adding capital for 10 years. So obviously, if we go into higher yielding funds, this would come down. For example, if I put this to 17, 18, 19, I need to put those numbers in for counts. Let's say on a weekly basis, we were making 35 cents. Oops, let's put these to dollar amounts. So if we were making like, let's say 1 week we made 35 cents, another week we made 40 cents, the next week we made 30 cents. You can see it's still a lot of days, right? So let's say this would have to be like $1 a week, $1 a week, $1. No, it's not even doing that. I don't know what's going on. Formula is corrupted or something. Yeah, it should be working. Not too sure. Oh, I didn't wait. What's going on? I put it in the wrong place. Sorry, guys. So let's say that this is, we want to be looking at it in this column. My bad. So let's say that we made like 35 cents. What did I say? 50 cents and 30 cents. You can see it starts to come down. So then it's about half the time, but these have to be way higher. You can look at everything else. It's like 2 cents a week, 8 cents a week, 6 cents a week. And it's difficult to do this because not every fund that has appreciating NAV offers a dividend or ex-dividend every single day. There's only certain time periods in the month, believe it or not, even though there's millions of, not million, but thousands of stocks and ETFs, the ones that are doing well, if you filter and screen, you're not going to get one every single day of the month. And I was even projecting out, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go higher yield. And I saw like the 17th and 18th had some higher yields that have pretty stable NAVs. But what about these other days in between, right? So it wasn't working for me. So I had to change it up again. Now, I didn't change yet because I'm still doing the research process, but I am still buying shares every single day, which is good. But this is the all new daily snowball. So it's all the same stuff. I copied it over, but the only first one that we've done is UTG. Now, why did we pick UTG? It's not ex dividend on, and I don't think I should even have 14 and 15 here. These ones, because there's no weekend on that day. So we got to skip that day, right? Actually, I think it's only the 17th I got to start from because we're going to have a holiday on the 16th. So if we delete these ones and let's just see what happens. Right now, those were just placeholders anyways. Okay, so the pink ones are going to be the new strategy. You can see all new on the bottom here. I'm still keeping what I have for now. I'm eventually going to replace them, I think, with some funds that I'm going to be converting into, but I'm doing my research on the conversions. Look at this. We actually did have a decent week of distributions this week. We had $1.87. That's because we had $1 come in from OKE. Again, we're going to reevaluate. I've been inputting these into my calendar. I'm trying to come up with the best strategy, best buying strategy, what days to buy certain things on. So if we have an ex-dividend date that's like February 18th, but nothing on the 17th, maybe there's two funds here that we're gonna have to buy. And let's say we're at February 10th right now. I would have to buy. Say the last ex-dividend date that had something on our calendar was the 10th, and the next one is the 18th. So on the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 17th, I would be buying whatever's ex-divving on the 18th, if that makes any sense. And if there's multiple funds there, then we got to come up with a strategy. Are we going to go into like more stable funds, or are we going to go into more aggressive funds? And that's what I'm building out right now. So I just wanted to kind of like brief you guys on what I'm planning. I'll show you guys. Basically, this is a list that AI came up with me. I asked AI, I said, get me a bunch of stocks that have yields over 8% and total returns over 25 or over 0. So I wanted positive total return and I wanted yield over 8%. Then I put another filter on and I said, I want total return to be greater than yield, because that would mean that that its NAV is growing. So I asked it for that. I don't think that all of these numbers are accurate, so I got to be checking all of these. So right now, I'm putting them into my calendar. I'm highlighting them when they're in there. I put 100 funds, okay? Then I'm going to have to double check yield and total returns for the last 1 year and see if the total return is greater than the yield. And even if it's close, I might keep them on the calendar. If whatever's not true, this is the thing with AI, you got to double check the work, because a lot of times they'll give you fake news. And then I asked AI to give me stability scores for each of these for the dividends, where the distributions would be safe, would not change, hopefully would not shrink. These are the ones that they gave me that they said would be stable, that are over 8%. Most of them are at 8%. BXSL is the only one that's over 10% of the stable 10 stability ones. So I said, okay, how should I break it down? It says 10 to 8 are your anchors. These are blue chip companies, established funds that have survived crashes while paying their dividends. So they're expecting these not to go down, and that's basically anything with stability from 10 to 8. And those are the ones so far that I've logged in my calendar. I haven't had much time doing this because I've just been coming up with a strategy on the go here. 7 to 4 are growth incomes. These are derivatives like covered calls on indices. They're safer than single stocks, but can drop if the whole market drops. So those are basically 7 to 4 over here. And then 3, 2, and 1 are going to be the yield engines. These are extremely volatile. Use these sparingly to juice your average yield. You don't bet the farm on them. Also, I'm going to have a strategy on how to invest the distribution. So you see how it says no here. I'm going to have a strategy depending on what the fund is that is paying. So for example, if it's a safer fund that is paying a distribution, it's likely going to be a smaller amount. I think I'm going to put that amount into these higher yield aggressive funds, because it's not going to be a crazy amount. And then the ones that are paying higher yields and aggressive, I'm going to take those distributions, I'm going to put them into the core to kind of keep the snowball together nice and packed. So we're going to have a snowball because of the way that we're doing this. We're hoping to have a snowball when it comes to NAV and cost. And then we're also going to have a snowball of distributions, because everything I'm buying is going to be considered an asset. I'm buying an asset. Every single one of these tickers, every single share here, I'm buying 1 share a day, is going to be an asset that's going to be working for me. And as it works and as I add to it, the snowball will grow. That is the goal. I should be having more and more distributions. I do not want to be buying distributions that are shrinking as often. So it's going to be a smaller portion of my portfolio, 20%, 30%. This 30% could go up or down either way. So you hope on average they stay the same. 50%, you hope that those ones grow their dividend, grow their distribution. So it should be a small percentage that is shrinking, and a larger percentage that's growing. We should see some snowball action here. I'm trying to find the best mix of percentages to grow the snowball. We don't want to be waiting 10 years either for this to start paying for itself. We want the distributions to start covering the purchases of the shares. That is the goal. So however I got to get there, I got to get there. If we start to find higher yield funds that are doing well, maybe we double down on them. We start putting distributions into those to help accelerate the schedule. We're going to track the days over here again. Right now we're at 10 years. We're going to see if that comes down over time. And as I swap some of these out, because I'm going to be swapping some out. Some of them I'm going to be keeping because like PDI is on the list. I'm sure there's other ones on here that are on the list. I got to go double check. But anyway, yeah, so this is it so far. This is the new daily snowball. Let me know what you guys think. And that other one was wrong. This is the actual percentage. I'm down 1.09% because I started updating this spreadsheet. The other one I just copy and paste some stuff over right before the video, but this is the more accurate one based off of Friday's results. So guys, let me know what you think about the new daily snowball idea. It's not fully implemented yet. The rules aren't even laid out properly. I'm going to do that for the next video, hopefully in the next week. And we'll go from there. I might be updating this in 2 weeks. Maybe next week. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. If things are working like I want, I'll update sooner. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Money Test. We're testing out the ways to make money on this channel. If you got any other ideas for Money Test, let me know in the comments. I'm open to trying things. Also, hit the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button, and we'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.